If you feel like you've hit that income or that impact ceiling in your business, I so know what that feels like, and I definitely can relate. There are only so many hours in the day when you are trading your time for money, and there's only so much you can do. Years ago, I was working myself into the ground. I did not have a business model that allowed me much free time or peace at all, and it ultimately led me to a really unhealthy place. I was 29 years old and I ended up in the hospital with severe burnout. The ambulance driver that came to my house handed me 2 baby aspirin and said, "You're having all the symptoms of a stroke." Again, at 29 years old. I couldn't figure out how this possibly could happen to me. I was healthy, I was active, I thought I was doing all the right things. I thought I was being all the right things to be a successful entrepreneur. It was a big wake-up call. And since then, I completely restructured my business, and it's become my mission to help burnt out experts who have a genius, knowledge, a skill set to share with the world, create a business model that allows for way more impact while also not having to trade your time for your money, and creating a peaceful, purposeful, and profitable business. If that resonates with you, let me know with a like so we can reach more people in the algorithm. Be sure to subscribe for new videos every single week. So this is very deeply personal to me. It's why I'm making this video. And not only that, I'm super excited because I just created a brand new, this is the first time I'm announcing it, guide. And it is the 10 steps to scale your skill set and 10x your impact without trading time for money. A bulletproof business plan for subject matter experts to go from a best kept secret to a global authority, increasing their income and impact without burning out. And you can download that at the link below in the description. Be sure to go and do that. It is such a great resource. This is the place to be to build a peaceful, purposeful, and profitable online education business. It's what I do. I've now helped over 2,000 people with all different skill sets and expertise do the exact same thing. So we're going to dig into these 10 steps. I cannot wait to share these with you, and I hope they give you some major light bulbs. My love language is comments, so let me know in the comments what resonates with you. The 10 steps that we're gonna go over are 1, a new way to identify your niche. 2, unique selling proposition. 3, create a scalable business model. 4, identifying your ideal client. 5, value-based pricing. 6, decode the algorithm. 7, become a client magnet. 8, evergreen sales machine. 9, 10x your impact and create predictable income. And 10, eliminate the competition. Now here's the sweet, sweet irony of this. When I implemented this, my calendar went from this to this, and my business revenue and profit looks like this. You can see burnout in 2017 and where we are today. Excited? Let's do it. Step number 1, a new way to niche. You might have heard me say this before, but broad equals broke, specific equals sales. The old way of identifying a niche was based on picking some big broad category like beauty or business or sports or whatever it may be. And today, the new way to niche is to identify a niche that aligns with your personal story. We call this a micro niche. So a really prime example of this is we have a client who helps women heal their acne with food. And by getting that specific, she's been able to scale her business to multiple 6 figures a year with her online program, versus if she went to the broad category of just skincare, she wouldn't ever be found. It would be so competitive for her that she would have no way of standing out and being seen. So what is the formula for identifying your unique micro niche? It starts with these questions. Number 1, what is your career expertise or experience? Number 2, what do people ask you for help with? Number 3, what could you deliver a TED Talk on right now without any preparation? Number 4, what is a skill you have mastered? Number 5, what's a transformation you've created for yourself or for other people? Number 6, if you rewrote the story of your life and positioned yourself as the hero, how would that story go? These questions are vital and are proven to get to the root of what it is that you have to teach to other people and to be able to create an impact and a transformation for other people. Number 2, your unique selling proposition. So once you've used those questions to identify the area and the niche that you have chosen for yourself and that you know that you can have the biggest impact on people with, then it's about creating your unique selling proposition, which is something we call your transformation statement. And why this is so important is because we've identified that the most powerful way to create an online program that actually delivers results and creates really happy clients is to take your clients on a journey from 0 to hero. We call it the 0 to hero strategy. So you want to identify who is your ideal client at their 0 state and who are they at their hero state. And oftentimes it's a mirror for you if you went through a similar transformation, or it's a mirror for one of the clients that you've worked with in the past who went through a really specific transformation and a really deep transformation. So you want to think through that and then create what we call your transformation statement, which really is your unique selling proposition. This is your foundation of your entire business. It's what allows you to stand out. And it's really the crux of ultimately how you're helping people and what you're selling. So it goes like this. You want to fill in these blanks with, I help people go from blank to blank so that they can blank. So I help people go from their 0 state to their hero state so that they can create the desired outcome. So that's how you're going to fill in those blanks to create your unique selling proposition. And it clearly articulates who you help, how you help them, and the impact you're going to have on them. And if you can't clearly articulate that, then nobody's going to know why they should invest into your program. I'll give you a really quick example of one of my clients' transformation statements. I help dog owners go from feeling overwhelmed, frustrated, and lost when it comes to training and understanding their dog's behavior by creating a game plan focusing on simplicity, fun, and support, to transforming the connection with their dog and confidence in themselves so that they have a dog that's a joy to be with and they can live a life together with more freedom. Number 3, create a scalable business model. So most entrepreneurs find themselves in this never-ending hamster wheel where they're constantly chasing a new client and also not having enough time in the day. It's a vicious cycle that often leads to being really frustrated with your business, kind of hating or resenting your business, and also oftentimes leads to burnout as well. So the easiest way to combat that is by creating a scalable business model, which means packaging your skill set, your expertise, your knowledge into an online curriculum or an online program. So what that means and how you do that is you first need to identify, as I mentioned earlier, the 0 state and the hero state of your ideal client within the niche that you've chosen. And your program, your curriculum, is going to take your client from 0 to hero. And how you actually do that and take them from 0 to hero is through 3 core components of a scalable business model. So those 3 core components are curriculum. So this is made up of video trainings, PDFs, checklists, cheat sheets, any additional resources they might need, but mainly it's focused on video trainings that are pre-recorded by you. From there, on-demand delivery. So this allows your clients to not have to rely on you to book in a time to work with you. And you're also not then impacting these clients in an individual setting. You're actually able to impact them on a greater scale and have more people learn from you and get the transformation that you can provide. So they can study anytime, anywhere to get the transformation they're seeking. And then finally, support and mentorship. And this is comprised of 2 components. So you have a community, which houses all of your members. And what this does is it creates built-in accountability, it creates support, and people going on the journey together to create the transformation for themselves. They celebrate wins, they share mistakes, they share lessons, and everyone learns faster because it's this like accelerated incubator for everyone to learn together. And then from there, you also have calls each week. So 1 to 2 support calls where you can actually speak to your clients individually, but with the rest of the members there tuning in so that you can answer any hurdles or questions that are coming up and really teach in a group setting while also having that individual component. And all of those factors create this highly scalable business model that does not require you to trade time for money because everything you're doing is on demand and set up for a highly scalable delivery. Next up is obviously identifying your ideal client. If you don't know who you're going to serve, you're never going to find them. So we have to know exactly who they are. And to break this down even further, the method that I created to really help my clients figure out who exactly they're serving and exactly how to find them was to get really, really specific. And these 3 key factors are the key to being able to find clients forever and ever and ever. So it starts with one ideal client and then one specific tipping point on their journey where they need the most help and there's urgency to get help, and then seeking one specific outcome. So everyone in your program is working towards the same hero outcome. Now, the biggest mistakes you can make with this is if you don't identify the 0 state, then you're going to create a curriculum that doesn't actually work and isn't effective, because what people are paying for with an online program is efficiency and getting the results they're seeking. It's not about how much information you can stuff into a program. That's the opposite of what you want to do, because what are people buying? They're buying the results, they're buying the transformation, they're buying the outcome. So if you're delaying the outcome by stuffing it with a bunch of information, we got a problem. So first and foremost, we have to identify the 0 state. So I'm going to give you a quick little example. there is a client of ours who works with professional athletes and former professional athletes. So their zero state is they just left the game, just retired, okay? They just retired and they're lost and they're stuck and they're stagnant and they don't know where to go from here, and their entire identity is attached to being an athlete. And so the hero outcome is to find fulfillment and purpose so they can make a big impact outside of the game using the skill sets that they've learned through that career as an athlete. So they don't feel like they've got nothing to give after they're not playing the game anymore. So they're all working towards the same outcome. Now, two core mistakes that you can make here. One is this client could have picked just anyone. He could have picked people who are not athletes. He could have picked athletes who are still in the game. And that would have made the journey to get to this outcome way longer and way more complicated. And the other piece is he could have just stuffed it with a bunch of random information in order to get them to that hero outcome. And what happens then, if you don't know what this zero state is, you go like this. You take your client on this journey that's twisty and turny and has all these detours. So what does that do? It takes a lot longer for them to get to that hero state. And that creates a lot of friction and a big delay in them getting the result they paid for, which leads to unhappy clients. Step 5 is value-based pricing. So it's not about charging for your time anymore. Now you're charging based on the outcome and the value of the outcome that you're providing to people. So that's really important to consider. And the formula that we created for our clients is, what is the cost? This is the most important piece. What is the cost to your client of not having the solution you provide? So for the prior example, if that athlete has retired, they're stuck, they're stagnant, and they can't get to feeling like they have a purpose again after the game, that causes a lot of problems. The cost is really huge. They're losing money. They have no source of income. They're causing financial stress, emotional stress, relationship stress, all of those things. You have to take that into account. That is the biggest key indicator and validating factor to creating a value-based price. And then goals are, what are your goals? What do you want to be generating on a monthly basis in terms of income? And how many clients would you have to get there? That's a really important factor to include, because oftentimes people will undervalue what they're selling and then they're never going to achieve their income goals. Barrier to entry means everything else on the market, whether it's other programs or workshops or coaches or consultants, whatever it may be, looking at the price points across the board and making sure that you are above the average, because you do want to be the premium offer and the most valuable to your client. So that's really important. And a quick little example I can give you, and it's not just the cost, like I said, on a financial level. Let's use another example. One of my clients helps men who are on the brink of divorce. If you think about the cost of that client not having the solution that he provides, it's really high. Divorce on average, at least in Canada, I think is around $10,000 to $15,000. If you consider the therapy that would be happening to avoid the divorce, it's like $100, $150 an hour times 4 sessions a month. There's also relationship costs. If there's kids involved, the kids maybe need to be going to counseling or therapy, loss of relationships, mental stress, loss of focus at work, all of those things combined. So you want to really make a list of what are the costs to your client of not having the solution mentally, financially, emotionally, spiritually. What is it costing them? And that's going to help you decide on a value-based price, along with these other factors. Step number 6 is decoding the algorithm. So this goes for every single platform. Doesn't matter what social media platform you're using to generate clients, you have to identify 2 key components in order to actually be seen in the algorithm by your ideal clients. Who and what. If you're making random content, what that does is it tells the algorithm, you don't have any idea who you're trying to reach, so therefore the algorithm can't help you reach more of those people. So you just go in this constant wheel and hamster wheel of making more content, getting no results, making more content, getting no results, and burning yourself out. Can you relate? Let me know. So really important to understand that no matter what the platform is, there's a code to the platform that I've discovered and I use on every single platform. So it's being hyper intentional with the content you create. So knowing who your ideal client is, creating relevant messaging to that client. From there, algorithm categorizes you. Oh gosh, you know what I mean. Categorizes you. Writing and talking at the same time. And then from there, it uses its internal traffic sources, which every platform has, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, whatever it is. It uses internal traffic sources to push you to more of these people. And that helps you build an organic audience. And it starts to work without you putting in the effort. But because you're creating highly intentional content for your client, you're feeding the algorithm with the right data to reach more people just like that. And that, my friends, is decoding the algorithm. Next piece is becoming a client magnet. So now you know how to decode the algorithm, but how do you actually create the content that's going to do that for you? So really important, there are really 5 key factors to doing this. First and foremost, your content has to address a pain point of your ideal client, because that's what's going to resonate with them and make them go, oh my gosh, this person is speaking right to me. I need to listen. They're the authority. They're the expert. From there, you want to provide value. So education and execution are a big piece of this. So providing a piece of content that shares a strategy, a method, tips, tricks, advice for your ideal client to get past the zero state that they're currently in or the pain point that they're currently in. That's highly valuable. From there, it needs to be based on your experience level. So I always say it's valuable content and magnetic messaging that attracts your ideal clients. It needs to be based on your own experience level. So you don't want to create content that you don't actually have experience in, because then you're kind of faking it. So what is your experience level? What do you know without a doubt that you can teach other people? A level of empathy, so knowing where your client is at their zero state so you can speak to the pain points, and then providing value to help them out of it. That's really the key formula here. So sharing that you've experienced this or you've helped other clients get past this, so that there's a level of authority and expertise there and credibility. And then from there, problem solving. So say I've solved this problem for myself, or I've solved this problem for other people. And then from there, most important, take action. The final piece of any piece of magnetic content, magnetic messaging that is actually going to attract clients is you have to tell them what to do. Whether that's leaving a comment below, sending you a DM, sending you an email, going to a landing page, signing up for your email list, whatever it is, there has to be a call to action to take a stranger and turn them into a client. The next piece of this is really fun. It's called the Evergreen sales machine. So this is essentially building a machine for your business where you have a never-ending stream of ideal clients, leads, and sales coming your way every single day so that you can convert them into paying clients for your program. When it comes to this, YouTube is the platform of choice because YouTube is built for this. It really is an evergreen sales machine. Every single video you create has the potential to live on for years and years and years and continue to generate leads and show up in search results, suggested results, browser results, and be discovered by new ideal clients every single day without you doing extra work. So every video is gold and can generate a lot of revenue for you, completely for free as well. It's completely organic traffic. So the best kinds of content to create are FAQs and keywords as an entrepreneur. If you're a creator and you want that viral fame, this is not the game for you. When you're an entrepreneur, this is essentially free advertising. So you have to get into the mind of your ideal client and go, what are their pain points? How could I help them? What would they be searching on YouTube? And make content like that. We call it the stalker strategy. You want to show up every single place that your ideal client is typing into the search bar and show up as the results that they find. That is the key to success as an entrepreneur, business owner on YouTube. And here's the thing, you don't need a lot of views. It needs to be targeted quality views to convert into clients. And the real trick on YouTube is that you don't want to get lost in the competition. So you want high search volume and low competition. This is really key because if you go after topics that are really big and have a ton of competition behind them, it's going to cause you to sink to the bottom of the results on YouTube and never be discovered by your ideal clients. Step number 9 is 10x your impact and create predictable income. So how do you do this? It's all a numbers game. It comes down to math and knowing your numbers as a business owner. And the reason I said earlier that you don't need viral views, you don't need millions of people or even thousands of people to know who you are to create a really successful online program that you can sell forever and scale your skill set through, is because if you look at the numbers, when you used value-based pricing and you put all these components together, it doesn't take much to achieve your goals and to create really deep impact and transformation for the people you serve. So if we look at it this way, this is the equation to really break it down. So if your income goal is $10K a month and your program price is, let's say, $5K a month, the number of clients needed to hit $10K a month is 2. So the equation is you want to times the number of clients you want, so in this case it's 2, per month by the number 5. So that equals 10, okay? So why is this so important? Because if you can get 10 leads per month, you're going to convert on industry standard, you're going to convert 20% of them. So what is 20% of 10? It's 2, okay? So that's the equation to identify how many leads do I need each year to hit my income goals. And in this case, if you want 2 clients a month and 24 clients a year, which leads to 10K per month and 120K per year, then you're gonna need 10 leads a month and you're gonna need 120 leads per year. That's not a lot of humans, and it helps you understand in a much clearer picture how to hit your income goals. Okay, so all of these steps leading up to this point, it's all about getting to a place where you have a proven offer and your skill set is actually making an impact through this business model, which is doable if you follow all these steps. And then the final piece of the puzzle is to eliminate competition and become the go-to authority in your space, which is what I do and I help people do. So how you do that, it all comes down to social proof. If you have a program and it doesn't create results, it's not going to last. So we have this thing we call the flywheel that runs the engine of your business and allows you to start growing your business and scaling on autopilot. So it starts with your program. Okay, the program has to be transformative. It has to create results. If you don't have a good program, nothing else matters. You don't need leads, you don't need sales, you don't need, and you won't get sales, and you don't need anything else, because if your program sucks, it's not going to last. So if your program is great and we validated it and we've done all the things that we needed to do prior to this, you then need to have enrollments. So enroll humans into the program. From there, you create transformations for those folks through your curriculum. So transformations, results. From there, you have happy clients. Smiley face. And what do happy clients do? What do you do when you really love a program or an offer or a product or something you bought? You tell people. And then all of a sudden, these people start to bring in more people to your program because they're so excited about it and they're talking about you as the expert who had an impact on them and created results for them. And this creates this organic lead flow from your existing clients. It's like this army of people who are like, yeah, this helped me so much. I want to tell everyone about it. So not only will you have an evergreen sales machine running, but you also have so much social proof from your clients and results that you're just having people naturally coming to you and being like, I hear you're the expert on this topic. So that takes you from, struggling, burnt out, stuck at that ceiling in your business to being able to scale to the moon with everything that we discussed here today. If you're ready to start implementing this and you're ready to take this seriously, be sure to grab my brand new guide on the 10 steps to scale your skill set and 10x your impact without trading time for money. You can grab the link to that so you can download it right now in the description below. Plus, I have a whole playlist on how to create a successful online program, also linked in the description below. If this was helpful for you, let me know your light bulbs in the comments below. And it was a lot of information, but that's how I roll. And give this video a like so we can reach more people in the algorithm. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.